Hello, hello, and welcome to Galaxoid and Nebular. I was under the impression that Nebular was going to start, but I'll go ahead.
This is your
We're,
podcast. This is the one
oh,
I get to
oh,
swing
okay. No, no,
past because I host hobbies. Damn it.
okay, it's fine. I quite didn't know. I was waiting for the cue. The one, two, three thing. It's all right. Um, yeah. Today this is kind of our spoiler cast slash PC cast. Personal computer for the uninitiated. I'm just gonna make sure the potato gamers know what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
so if you don't like spoiler stuff, especially about pop culture and maybe the new like Avengers stuff and just anything coming up television wise, maybe
Plug your
this isn't
ears.
plug your ears. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Avengers, Age of Ultron. Well, actually, that's about it. Maybe Box Trolls if you haven't seen it, but that's been out for a while.
Hey,
Um,
just a side little tale or anecdote, if you will, of us spoiling shit for each other. Remember that one time we were watching the trailer for it was X-Men Last Stand, and you were like super excited because there was a Sentinel in it. I was like, and then I said, "Hey Trey, I think that's a Danger Room scene."
and at the same time, I was simultaneously like disappointed and happy because they had the Danger Room, but I knew it was going to be bad. So yeah, it was definitely sad. And you know what? Actually, they spoiled that scene on Jay Leno like not long after that, and that was the whole scene.
Yeah, they showed it all. I was like, oh, yep, it was definitely Danger Room then.
Yep, exactly. We never got a. Well, I guess First Class kind of did it, huh?
What's
The
that?
the iteration of the Danger Room,
Oh yeah, kinda.
kind of, sort of. Not to the holographic forged levels, you know.
But you know what? With shit, and we're getting into X-Men shit, but with Apocalypse and the new casts of the young Cyclops and all that, they might do a Danger Room for them to train in.
That yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to. All right, so before we get into the nitty gritty, do you want to pimp our website?
Ah yes, we have a new website for all those who listening, for those followers. It's zombies2aliens.net because we are on the nets, and it is fantastic. And credit goes to you, Sir Galaxoid, for making it and everything. And it's very sleek and sexy, I think.
It's WordPress, so it was. I had a little bit of help. Well, I had a lot of help, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like that meme with the dog on the keyboard. I have no idea what I'm doing still. So
I don't think anyone knows what they're doing, Trey. It's
that's the secret in life. No one knows.
exactly. You just gotta act like you do.
Yeah. Oh no, I've totally done this tons of times. Yeah. Don't worry. No, you just squeeze the trigger and shoot. I've never. Yeah, totally assassinated people. It's awesome. It's the beans.
Yes.
All right, so let's start off. So zombiesaliens.net, go check it out. That's where we're gonna main. We're also gonna main on the Tumblr still, but we're working on the transition there.
Yes, we
Um,
are.
First subject. Let's start off with games actually, or as Ozzy Vitten Ranger says, games. Um,
Yes.
let's see. The Cortex. The Cortex. Let's talk about the Cortex. Firefly Online.
Yes.
Um,
It's
you,
happening in the near future, I believe, because they released a companion app, which is weird to have a companion app released before an actual game. That's kind of funny. Um, but they released a companion app onto Steam, which is going to coincide with Firefly Online when it comes out.
yeah, and it's actually like a just like the Cortex is a compendium. It's kind of like an encyclopedia. You can go check out the solar system, each
Yeah.
planets and stuff like that. Just go now to Steam, download it and check it out. You know, it's free. Um, and I think it's a good idea because I first of all, Firefly Online, the news from that I thought was dead. You know, um,
Right.
Nebular is a brown coat. I'm a brown coat. So we should have been in the know, but just the groundswell they created from releasing that Cortex, it, Cortex application app on Steam is good. Is good. And a lot of
I
people, you
got
notice,
super excited because I thought it was actually just going to be the game, and it was free.
and if you read the reviews, a lot of people are like, "This is not the game," and everybody's like, "No, of course it's not, you dummy. Read it."
Yeah,
So check it out. Good things, and it actually looks like that we will be able to finally play that kind of that I guess you want to say Chris Roberts privateer type in the game in the Firefly universe. It might be
yeah.
good. It might be good. We can only speculate.
I was kind of disappointed that everyone gets to be a captain. I was hoping that like someone was a captain, and then like your group of friends create like the crew on the ship. I thought that would have been cool to kind of experience that.
If it would have been kind of like an Artemis, or I forget the independent game that's coming out that is a first person that's like Artemis, but if it was kind of like an Artemis where everybody had their role while in ship, that was great. Ideally, what I wanted out of a Firefly game was basically just a was just like a first person shooter on some Western what on the ground, and then like a just like a privateer space sim. You know,
That'd
that's
be
all I
cool.
wanted.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And having it a MMO, you know, I'm really not big into an MMO. I'd rather have like a Diablo type co-op, you know,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
PVE.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I don't need to see everyone on all the time. I don't really play with people.
Yeah, as far as I know, everybody's a Chinese gold farmer, really.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. So
so
that's
that's
exciting stuff. I had a
mhm.
question for you since you did some graphic testing on a certain Battlefield game that will go remain nameless until I'm naming it right now. How was Battlefield Hardline with your graphic testing there?
Well, so yeah, the Hardline beta is out. If you go to oh man, I forget when it ends, but if you go to Origin, chances are you can download it still. It started on the 3rd, so I believe it was for a week. We might be getting close to the you know the open beta closing, but you know get on there as soon as possible and then download it. Uh, I don't think it was that big of a download. It was relatively quickly. Played it the very next day after download. Just set it online, set it overnight as all Origin games. You know, they're not as fast as Steam, unfortunately. And playing it, it ran pretty good. It ran pretty decent. It seems a lot like Battlefield 4, and you could probably consider it like Battlefield 4.5. It's kind of like the
Yeah,
jump that Saints Row 3 did to Saints Row 4. It's just different stuff with the same
right.
engine, which is a good idea. I like the
So,
vibe.
graphics wise, is there a huge difference between Battlefield 4 and Hardline
To
that you
tell the
can
truth,
tell?
no. I didn't really think there was a big graphical change from Battlefield 3 to 4, other than the big destructive environments. Yes,
Right. They do look like the same game. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Battlefield 4 is, you know, definitely prettier, but it had to do with the destructive environments, the whole maps changing and stuff like that. Yeah, from Battlefield 4 to Hardline, it looks pretty much the same, and it runs pretty decently if you have a like a 4th or 5th gen. I guess it's 4th gen uh, Intel CPU. I don't know if it's CPU intensive or GPU intensive. It seemed
Uh,
I have the baseline Core i3 and 750 Ti, so everything worked fine. So I don't know which one was taking much of the stress there, but you know it's playable, and yeah, hopefully you can check it out for yourself.
yeah, I have a first gen computer. It's what the cavemen were using, I think, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
You built it with a rock when you were naked in Rust, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Rock
Huddled over. The first
stick
thing I built was
application.
a computer because I guess I needed it.
Just in case. Must check Twitter. Uh, yeah, so Hardline beta still out. Go try it.
What do you speculate on gameplay? How do you think it's gonna play? I've
Well,
watched some videos and I don't know. I didn't seem too impressed with it so far.
so the only thing that we have to really kind of gauge it on is Payday 2. which is kind of the same type of bank robber
Right.
thing. So everybody's like, oh, is it just going to be Payday 2 with vehicles? I don't know. It takes about 4 people to start one of those heist maps, and I didn't get too deep into it, so I couldn't say. I'm not an expert in that. But um, speculation-wise, I think the EA is pretty good at creating squad-based multiplayer. So I I'm pretty much certain that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. There's probably going to have hiccups like all Battlefield games at first, and then it's gonna be probably good.
Now, were you a big Battlefield 4 guy?
No, actually, I kind of stopped. To tell the
Right.
truth, I kind of stopped at Bad Company too, and I was
Ah.
never really a big Origin fan.
What I'll say is Hardline will probably beat Battlefield 4, because it was sort of a flop with the Levolution shit and stuff like that. So I think Hardline will at least be a better game than Battlefield 4, I would want to say.
You think they'll recoup some of the fans they might have lost with Battlefield 4?
Yeah, I think it'll make some sort of comeback, and then in Battlefield 5 they'll have something way better.
How about Bad Company 3?
Oh God, yeah, that'd be awesome. You know what? Bad Company 2, God, I forget what month it was, but it was last year. It was a free games with gold on Xbox Live. So it was great to have that again and for free.
Darn it, I missed it. I
Yeah.
really got into Bad Company 1, maxed out everything, like for like 2 accounts. So,
Gee, nice.
and to tell the truth, I missed the veteran ranks from Bad
Right.
Company 1. And just to show, like, yeah, I played a whole bunch of Battlefield games, son. Youngins, what?
Yeah.
1942 counted
19.
toward a rank?
Yeah, exactly. I love the damn dog tags and shit. Or was that? No,
Yeah,
that was in 3, but still.
right. I don't know. I loved, and then they kind of. I don't think the veteran ranks are there anymore, right? I didn't see
No.
them in.
No, they
So
give you a dog tag though for like playing the old games that save the old games on them.
no, I see. After that, I was like, man, I've been playing Battlefield games for so long, and you have to make
I
me
need
unlock.
something. Yeah.
It's like playing Metroid. Like every time, Samus loses everything. At the beginning, every single game. I'm like, God, come on! I have to find the grappling hook. I had that like 5 times already.
Oh,
It
another
sucks.
thing. The Metroid Prime trilogy on Wii is now re-released onto the Wii U, so that's cool.
As a virtual console or a
Yeah,
download.
Virtual Console game and Punch Out for the Wii is on Wii, so they're gonna do Wii games Virtual Console onto Wii U now, so that's pretty cool.
Good, good. Always good to hear the Wii U getting new games.
Yeah.
I know there's been some more updates from the Splatoon
Oh,
development team.
yes.
The different characters, the jellyfish, and was it the jellyfish? And I forget another sea creature. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it looked pretty funny. The jellyfish couldn't
Sweet.
speak squid,
I'm
so
actually excited for that game. I'm getting to a point now. I don't know if like maybe I'm maturing. I guess that's what you can call it. But now like games where you're killing people, first person shooters and shit, they don't really excite me anymore. But now like little cute games like that where you're just painting on everything, it's just that excites me for some reason.
because it's different. We've played the same games over and over. We want something more. So yeah, different is good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why I like Depth so much, just because it was something new and you're fighting a damn shark and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I don't mind Orion Dino Horde, really. 99 cents.
Do you want to talk a little bit about iRacing before we go into non-video game related stuff?
It's really hard to talk a little bit about iRacing,
Right.
but I will say this. It's soft released apparently, which is a term I didn't know about, which is just like, hey, it's on Steam, nobody cares. And it actually seems like nobody cares. Well, the funny thing is, with sim games, there's a lot of new players to the Sims. A lot of people that kind of jumped on the Steam bandwagon that have just been playing like Assetto Corsa. which is the
Yeah.
latest and greatest. And everybody says it's great, and I actually don't have it. It's the first game from that development team, so I was gonna wait for it to have a full release. Now it's got a full release, and I'm a patient gamer, so I'll wait for it to come back down. Maybe I should have got on the ball. So my opinion is kind of maybe set a little bit in the past in as far as that aspect. R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, GameStop Car Extreme, another one,
Right.
jeez. Project Cars, which is Slightly Mad Studios. That is not even released there. That was a closed beta. These new round of sim games that came out. I haven't really I haven't got as much experience as I'd like with them, but when it comes down to it, iRacing really is, speaking from an autocross background, speaking from like a, crappy drag race background, it really is the one that kind of encapsulates that feeling of
Oh wow,
being a
really?
driver, like,
Oh
oh,
wow.
I'm like, in Flight Sim when you turn on the plane, you have to turn on the switches. I wish it was like all the switches in the cockpit were, clickable. I wish that's my ultimate sim. That's what I want.
Yeah.
iRacing doesn't do that, but they capture everything for the race perfectly.
Oh,
Even
that's cool.
somebody's used to console gaming when the the formation lap, oh my gosh, I'm brain farting, when the first lap they have to drive in the formation, uh,
Right.
with the pace lap. There you go, behind
Yeah.
the pace car, and people don't know what to do. They're like,
Why am I
that's it.
following this car? Why
You
aren't you
can, yeah, you cannot skip that in iRacing, and those are real life people that will get pissed at you if you don't keep pace, and it's
Oh, that's cool.
it's scary, which is how it should be. It should be
Right.
scary, and
You're racing now, boy.
you're racing now. So everybody's when you first play iRacing, it's like you're racing. Now stay the fuck out of the
Hey,
way.
Galaxoid, do you want to
Yeah.
go fast?
I
Then he
want to go
said,
fast. I want to go fast.
I'll go fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Well, that's the goal of a sim game, right? Is to get sort of the feeling down.
The goal of sim game is to make you fear for your life like it was real. I think Arma does that
Yes.
well when somebody's shooting at
Yes,
you.
yes, it does. It really does.
You're like, oh my god, lay down. Oh, scared, scared. It's so
Each
boring at
time I hear
times.
the damn pop of something, I'm like, oh god.
And the best sim games do that. If you're a flight simulator for instance, if you turn on the random like mechanical failures, if you've been flying like for like 2 hours in flight sim VOR to VOR, and then you're coming in for landing, and suddenly like something happens to your engine, you're sweating bullets. You're like,
Right. Oh
oh
god, I'm
god,
gonna follow this guy.
all
I
that work
like
gone.
I like when you're passing out from all the G forces, which I didn't understand at the time. I thought there was something wrong with my computer.
Nebular is talking about IL-2 Stormovic, and the red outs and the blackouts, those are important. Yep.
Jesus Christ. Then I learned to like take it slow on turns and stuff.
hmm I was like, wait a minute, I'm a body full of jelly and guts. I was a robot. All right, but
Uh,
moving
yeah.
on. If you wanna, go ahead and take the next subject, I guess.
Well, speaking of fucking robots,
Nice.
Ultron. See how I did that there? Um, so in the Age of Ultron, there's been new posters released, and there's a big, huge spoiler, which we're gonna spoil right now.
hmm
So plug your ears, everyone. Tyler, I'm looking at you. Plug your ears. Um, there is one character known as the Vision, who will be in Age of Ultron.
Yep. They've been keeping a tight lid on it, and he was spoiled way back when like the first poster came out. He was floating in the background, which
Yeah,
like
very
made me mad.
easily.
Like who else is going to be floating with a yellow cape in the back of an Avengers background?
Right.
But they have just released the floodgate on all the concept art and everything. He looks cool though, don't you
He
think?
looks straight from the comic book.
Yeah.
They look like they didn't like want to change any. They didn't want to make them more grounded in the universe. They just took them straight from the comic book and popped them in there, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, because the second, second movie, I think people are getting used to the fact that there's going to be some outrageous stuff. There's a flying helicarrier from two movies, so
Right.
I think he looks cool. I think he looks really cool. I think they capture him pretty cool. Um,
Character-wise, I'm not all too familiar with the Vision. Maybe you can elaborate on him. But what I gather is he's pretty much Marvel's like Martian Manhunter type, kinda.
it's funny that you mentioned that because I was going to say that they kind of have the same powers that they're green, or the green and
Right.
red. So yeah, it's that is a good comparison.
And fucking Moon Knight is just Batman.
Holy shit. uh, but yeah, my origin story with Vision is probably going to be nitpicked, but essentially he was, I believe, created by Ultron. Is that correct? I don't know. Anyways,
Wow.
he was a lackey of Ultron that kind of turned on him because initially Vision was a villain. So I believe, and this is the speculation. You want to speculate first, and I'll give you my
Yeah.
speculations.
Okay, so Vision is played by Paul Bettany.
Bettany, yep.
Yeah, Bettany. There you go. British guy who does Jarvis's voice, ironically enough, hint hint. So it's known that well, a spoiler, I guess, that Ultron is going to be kind of derived from Jarvis. But then I think Vision is too. So there's something that's going to happen is like Ultron's going to be there, and then all of a sudden we're going to have Ultron who may or may not be Jarvis, and uh, then we'll have the Vision come out and help the Avengers defeat Ultron, and then the Vision is definitely going to be a reincarnation of Jarvis.
Absolutely. If you watched Iron Man 3, Jarvis started having a little bit of problems there. So that
Yeah,
was setting up the Ultron story arc,
he was
which
getting schizophrenic, I guess.
yeah. So it could very well, and I like this origin better actually. It creates a good continuity, especially
Yeah.
with Agent Carter and the
Yes,
Butler
damn good.
Jarvis.
Right.
So we're going to be watching Age of Ultron and have kind of homage to that Butler and Agent Carter as the Vision, which is fucking rad. That is
Right.
really cool. Um, yeah. So chances are Ultron's going to be, Stark and Banner creation, and yeah, we already know the plot of the movie, so yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
go crazy.
if you just like think about it, you can kind of create the movie in your mind, which
I
I
know,
guess, that does kind of spoil it, I guess.
and you try not to, but you can't help it. You're laying in your bed, and you're like, this is what's gonna happen. You're like, damn it, I should have just, yanked one off and went to bed or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, so it probably it at the same time. To tell the truth.
Truthfully, yes. Oh,
Oh,
Vision. Oh, God, it's great.
so he's probably like how the Hulk was the A bomb in the first Avengers movie. The A
Right,
bomb here uh is gonna be Vision, because he's
right.
probably gonna be the one that to stop Ultron. I'd have to say.
Now, my question is that too much now? Because we're already getting freaking Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, non-mutant superheroes, because they can't use
Well,
mutant.
you get kind of in the area where there might be a lot of actors' personalities that want a bigger say in the film, but these are people that are tied into a contract. And talking
Right.
about Paul Bettany has been the voice of Jarvis since Iron Man 1, right? Paul
Yes.
Bettany has known he was going to be the Vision 5 years ago.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
so how, you know, they've got these people locked down. I don't
They've
think
got
there's
it
going to be
mapped out.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many ego problems like we had with the third X-Men movie. Suddenly Storm was overacting. I
Yeah,
don't know.
let's pretend that movie never happened.
Okay. Yes.
Well, that's basically what Bryan Singer's doing anyways.
we should, We should anytime we mention X-Men 3 or X-Men Stand, we should actually have a little saying, like uh, uh, bless bless Ratner's soul or something like that,
Yeah, that's right.
just to kind of like wash it away, wash
Yeah.
it.
May
Yeah,
you
so
rest.
that yeah, may you rest in peace. So yeah, you want to start off? So that's the Avengers. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
Um, no, I just hope there's some surprises in there that I'm not thinking about. Like
Really,
Spider-Man, all of a sudden's there.
who knows? All bets are off, and we'll talk about Spider-Man on the
On
main.
zombies, well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh man, all bets are off. What a great time! I'm telling you. Who knows? Who knows? But
But now you gotta do X-Men. You gotta throw them in there.
it shoot, it might happen. Who knows?
God, they're a big part.
You know what helps though? Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't do so well. So
Oh, really? Like an X-Men movie that's not gonna do well?
we need like an X-Men flop.
Uh, I don't know. He kind of restarted things. If it was like during Last Stand, yeah, then maybe. But now
there
you
might
kind of
not.
things.
Yeah, there might not be an X-Men flop as long as Hugh Jackman always like stands butt naked in front of the camera. So
Which he's saying he wants to bow out of Wolverine eventually.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Mm.
Everyone's getting old. God damn it. So on that happy topic,
Speaking of old people, Ben
yeah.
Affleck.
What?
uh,
I think he's just a mummy at this point.
no Batman versus Superman trailer on at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was expecting something. Maybe just the teaser we saw at Comic-Con or something. I was
Yeah,
expecting at
maybe the
least
footage
that.
from Comic Con. We got nothing, and I don't
Nothing.
know why I was getting hyped up from other websites that were saying it was totally going to happen, which it obviously just lied through their teeth. But it would have been nice to have something, and I think maybe they missed the ball there, or
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have anything to show right away. Well, I mean, they had that stuff I don't know. I really don't know.
they could have just shown Ben Affleck doing air guitar in the Wayne Manor or something like that, you
Right?
know?
Yes, I would have been sold on that. Oh my God, he's doing air guitar. It's a different style of Bruce Wayne this time around.
Rockin' to you next summer. This summer.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I'm now I'm not even excited for Batman versus Superman. Now I'm more excited for Suicide Squad for some reason.
Yeah, that's the out of all the well, I'm 50-50, about 50-50. Um,
That's good.
I think yeah that's good.
Mostly because I want to see. I'm a big well, quasi big. Well, I saw him in concert. Freaking oh man, why can't I think of the band's name now? 30
30
Seconds
Seconds
to
March.
Mars. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him and Jared Leto. And I think he could pull off a different Joker. I think he could pull off a sort of Mark Hamill-ish type Joker if he wanted to.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited for that and excited to see Harley Quinn. And then while watching, God, what were me and Tyler watching? I think we were seeing, yeah, The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug in theaters, and then there was that trailer for that movie called The Focus, which is sort of like a crime slash con movie featuring Will Smith and Maggie. God, I forget her last name, but Maggie, what's
Gyllenhaal.
her? Yeah, and then no, not Maggie Gyllenhaal, but the Maggie that's going to be Harley Quinn. And
Right.
I turned to Tyler and I said that was pretty much a prequel to fucking Suicide Squad because they're in the same movie.
Good point. Good point. All right. So, moving on.
Yeah, we didn't get anything there. What Super Bowl commercials trailers did you like though? Jurassic
Uh,
World, of course.
yes, Jurassic World. Obviously, validation. He is a Velociraptor
Yeah,
whisperer.
No, you know what? I thought that spoiled a lot. I was like, oh man, maybe I should have watched that in the movie because then that would have been great to see. But damn, that's gonna be freaking awesome.
You're right though. What you said in our other cast, maybe if he had like a link to one of the other characters, like maybe if Chris Pratt's last name was Muldoon, that would be
Oh
awesome.
God.
Head
Mind
exploded.
blown. Means he's half Australian.
Clever girl.
Yeah. Except
Oh,
died, so I don't see him having children unless he had children before he went to work on the
oh,
park.
total illegitimate children everywhere.
Yeah, there you
Dang.
go.
He's a
Bring back
worldly guy.
Muldoon. You know what's funny? We love that character so much, but he really doesn't do anything. He just dies.
Oh, oh, he did nothing, but I think we had like an action figure for him, and we're like, yeah, look at his arms. They feel strong. He's gonna take a velociraptor and take him down, hold his mouth open just like Godzilla. Come here, you.
That
Oh,
character was all hype, I guess. Same with
mm.
Wedge. We build Wedge up in our minds too in Star Wars.
You just made the best buddy cop film in the world right
Wedge
there.
and Muldoon.
Wedge and Muldoon. Wedge
Oh
Antilles
man,
and Patrick Muldoon. I think his name was Patrick. I don't know.
damn.
Get her done, and it has to be on some dinosaur island where, like, Rogue Squadron has to come and extract some people, and Muldoon's one of the hunters. Yep,
That's
writes
right.
itself.
You heard it first here on Galaxoid and Nebular.
Uh, all right, well, I guess we're gonna move on from that. I don't know how we do move on from that, but is
We
there
do
anything
it like
actually?
this. Now that you get this reference, I'd like you to meet one of my, I'm gonna say close friends because I have to think we get along. Is that right? Isn't that right, Fish? Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. So Fish is here, and if you haven't realized already, a big thing is Box Trolls is now out on DVD, Blu-ray, and I believe digital release. Is that right? There, Fish. Yeah, okay. And also, any plans of it coming to Netflix, Fish, in the future? Do you think? I doubt. Eggs. Yeah, yeah. I get eggs does all the talking, huh? So yeah,
I I don't understand him. What a great movie, actually. I really enjoyed Box Trolls.
yeah. Talk about is that? I want to say it's Tim Burton. Is it Tim Burton?
Well, it's Leica
Oh
Entertainment,
yeah,
correct?
no, it's Aardman. It's like
For
Wallace and
Box
Gromit.
Trolls. The entertainment company that did Coraline did Box Trolls,
Oh
and
God,
yeah, Coraline, Paranorman, and
so
all
good.
those, and they have come a long way, specifically in the way of facial animations, and
Right.
it is just kind of like mesmerizing watching them talk. They got it
Well,
down
stop
so good
motion.
now. Yep.
So yeah, they got some great character models and stuff. And I think they were slightly bigger than most like stop motion miniatures. They're slightly bigger, which I think they could. That's why they could pull off the facial expressions.
hmm Yeah, it was very impressive, and just the list of actors involved in the project. Tony Collette, record Richard Ayoade, Simon
Yeah.
Pegg, Nick Frost, and Tracy
Oh my
Morgan as the sadistic little English guy. That was
God.
great. That was the best one.
That was probably the best
That
one.
after finding out he's that guy, it made it all better. It made it all even better. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I finally got around to watching it. So that's why we're talking talking about it again. So.
Yeah, it's a great movie. If you haven't given it a shot, you gotta do it because it's probably gonna go down as me and Tony's thing on when we were talking on Riffing with '90s guys is we want to talk about what's gonna be like the classics of now. I think Box Troll is probably gonna go down as a new kid classic.
Well, that, and you also have to. For me, it comes down to a big thing of supporting just the art. Stop motion art
Yeah,
is
old school stuff.
right. We're going so much into computer graphics and stuff like that that sometimes just the box troll looks unlike anything that's out there right now. So it's important to rent it, buy it. Unfortunately I didn't see it in theaters. I should have, and just support that company and everybody involved because they worked hard on it. Way probably I don't know which has more man hours, the computer graphics type animation or stop motion. I tend to lean to the stop motion. It has to be the
Right.
stop motion
Has to be more.
because that's all physical. So yeah, definitely support that art.
Hopefully they do. I want to see a box trolls too, but I don't know how they would continue that storyline.
Unfortunately, I think it got
It,
bad.
it, oh, it got
I think
bad.
it got mediocre reviews, and
Oh
I don't think
no.
it did that great
Oh.
um,
What do
box
you think of
office
that,
wise.
Fish? Fuck 'em.
Nice. All right. Uh,
Alright, on that note,
and on that note, we're gonna
here's a
go
quick
ahead.
question. You think they'll ever do any more like stop motion video games like Clay Fighter?
Holy crap, Clay Fighter. They should because that's a unique style. But the problem with that was it just fit so with the time. They were doing
Yeah.
they were doing the
Oh no, Trey.
it was called 2D for 3D. I'm still here.
Okay, I
What
lost you for a second.
okay. Well, what they called it at the time was 2D for 3D, so it kind
Uh,
of really fit. They took a picture of and then like just spun it around, kind of that Mario Kart effect when it's an actual flat character, and it spun around in mode 7, and it was different
yeah.
angles. So it really fit the time. So maybe not, but they should because it would definitely be unique. I get excited seeing uh, like video gameplay for Cuphead. So if I saw something like that, I would
Oh
be through the
yeah.
roof.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, I think we have the technology now. I want to say.
We have the technology to make it better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
Is there
Is there
anything else
any?
you wanna? Same question to you.
Um, no, I think we covered good ground there.
hmm Yeah, let's go ahead and end it then. As always, this is Galaxoid, and Nebula for
Yeah,
zombies to aliens.
yeah.
And we're
Remember to feed your velociraptors.
remember to check out zombies to aliens.net and check it
We
out.
got
Give a
a
comment.
we got a movie line to end out on.
No, we'll just go with the regular zombies to aliens, where
Okay,
we love you for your brains. All right,
brains.
bye.
Yes.
See you later. Hello, and welcome to Galaxoid and Nebular. I was under the impression that Nebular was going to start, but I'll go ahead.
This is your
We're,
podcast. This is the one
oh,
I get to
oh,
let
okay. No,
pass
no,
because I host hobbies. Damn it.
okay, it's fine. I quite didn't know. I was waiting for the cue. The 1, 2, 3. It's all right. Um, yeah. So today, this is kind of our spoiler cast slash PC cast. Personal computer for the uninitiated. I'm just gonna make sure the potato gamers know what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
so if you don't like spoiler stuff, especially about pop culture and maybe the new like Avengers stuff and just anything coming up television wise, maybe
Plug your
this isn't
ears.
plug your ears. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Avengers, Age of Ultron. Well, actually, that's about it. Maybe Box Trolls if you haven't seen it, but that's been out. Just the groundswell they created from releasing that Cortex application app on Steam is good. is good. And a lot
You
of
know, I
people, you
got
notice,
super excited because I thought it was actually just going to be the game, and it was free.
and if you read the reviews, a lot of people are like, "This is not the game," and everybody's like, "No, of course it's not, you dummy. Read it."
Yeah.
So check it out. Good things, and it actually looks like that we will be able to finally play that kind of that I guess you want to say Chris Roberts privateer type in the game in the Firefly universe. It might be
Yeah.
good. It might be good. We can only speculate.
I was kind of disappointed that everyone gets to be a captain. I was hoping that like someone was a captain and then like your group of friends create like the crew on the ship. I thought that would have been cool to kind of experience that.
If it would have been kind of like an Artemis, or I forget the independent game that's coming out that is a first person that's like Artemis, but if it was kind of like an Artemis where everybody had their role while in ship, that was great. Ideally, what I wanted out of a Firefly game was basically just was that yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to. All right, so before we get into the nitty gritty, do you want to pimp our website?
Yes, we have a new website for all those who listening, for those followers. It's zombies2aliens.net because we are on the nets, and it is fantastic. And credit goes to you, Sir Galaxoid, for making it and everything. And it's very sleek and sexy, I think.
It's WordPress, so it was. I had a little bit of help. Well, I had a lot of help, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like that meme with the dog on the keyboard. I have no idea what I'm doing still. So
I don't think anyone knows what they're doing, Trey. It's
that's the secret in life. No one knows.
exactly. You just gotta act like you do.
Yeah. Oh no, I've totally done this tons of times. Yeah. Don't worry. No, you just squeeze the trigger and shoot. I've never. Yeah, totally assassinated people. It's awesome. It's the beans.
Yes.
All right, so let's start off. So zombiesaliens.net, go check it out. That's where we're gonna main. We're also gonna main on the Tumblr still, but we're working on the transition there.
Yes, we
Um,
are.
First subject. Let's start off with games actually, or as Aussie Vitten Ranger says, games. Um,
Yes.
let's see. The Cortex. The Cortex. Let's talk about the Cortex. Firefly Online.
Yes.
Um,
It's
you
happening in the near future, I believe, because they released a companion app, which is weird to have a companion app released before an actual game. That's kind of funny. Um, but they released a companion app onto Steam, which is going to coincide with Firefly Online when it comes out.
Yeah, and it's actually like a just like the Cortex is a compendium. It's kind of like an encyclopedia. You can go check out the solar system, each
Yeah.
planets and stuff like that. Just go now to Steam, download it, and check it out. You know, it's free. Um, and I think it's a good idea because I first of all, Firefly Online, the news from that I thought was dead. You know, um,
Right.
Nebular is a brown coat. I'm a brown coat. So we should have been in the know, but for a while.
Hey,
Um,
just a side little tale or anecdote, if you will, of us spoiling shit for each other. Remember that one time we were watching the trailer for it was X-Men Last Stand, and you were like super excited because there was a Sentinel in it. I was like, and then I said, "Hey Trey, I think that's a Danger Room scene."
and at the same time, I was simultaneously like disappointed and happy because they had the danger room, but I knew it was going to be bad. So yeah, it was definitely sad. And you know what? Actually, they spoiled that scene on Jay Leno like not long after that, and that was the whole scene.
Yeah, they showed it all. I was like, "Oh, yep, it was definitely Danger Room then."
Yep, exactly. We never got a. Well, I guess First Class kind of did it, huh?
What's
The
that?
the iteration of the danger room,
Oh yeah, kinda.
kind of, sort of. Not to the holographic forge levels, you know.
But you know what? With shit, and we're now we're getting into X-Men shit. But with Apocalypse and the new casts of the young Cyclops and all that, they might do a danger room for them to train in.